In this peaceful, quiet town of Lake Arrowhead, something dark and sinister is lurking inside this building. Yes, inside this derelict and abandoned restaurant. The film crew for Behind Your Eyes is busy at work.
Clint, do you need the real extras? Yes, I do. Yeah. It needs to be stuck into that stuff. Take that little axe out. All right.
This couple, Steven and his girlfriend, were on the brink of engagement when they go up to meet his parents.
It's been such a long time. You may have mellowed over the years.
My father isn't the mellowing type.
And it seems like it's going to be a typical meet the parents situation, but it ends up being, you know, entering the bowels of hell.
In the car!
What?
Drive!
Stay calm.
Go.
The mood here is claustrophobia, caged animal. Caged animal. Deception. Deception's a big word in this movie. Everyone's deceiving everyone. Even themselves.
The title Behind Your Eyes, I guess, really refers to, you know, you don't really always know people the way you think you do, and you don't know what's going on behind their eyes. So.
Steven is not gay, and he does not do drugs, okay?
Okay, and he's not much of a vacation planner either, is he?
We were gonna see his parents.
You have a really dysfunctional nuclear family. Sometimes you have one that's dysfunctional. In this, you have all three. And they literally are acting in concert.
I'm playing Richard, who's a maniacal, psychopathic, sexually obsessed, religious fundamentalist preacher.
If you have found the strength of the Lord, then prove it. Know this woman, then cleanse her.
They said, you have a very penetrating voice. Have you done any theater or Shakespeare? I said, well, yeah, just 40 years.
And I'm not the weak boy you remember, Father.
How can you testify to that? I witnessed what you let this man do to you.
It's a real mix of people with a lot of talent and a lot of experience, with people with a lot of talent and not a lot of experience, and that seems to be working well.
A movie is only as good as the sum of its parts, which is, I think Clint is terrific for this to be his first. I would know it's his first feature. I don't hear him yelling or screaming or seeming tense or uptight or frightened or scared or anxious. He just seems very calm and controlled, like it was his 20th feature.
He's got a really hands-on approach to directing. He saves his words. He doesn't over-direct, and he doesn't put up with a lot of sissies on set, which I really appreciated, because I've been on, you know, movie sets where the director feels like he has to pamper everybody. And
But I could do this for the mask. Like this.
Yeah, that's good. That actually is
good. Clint was the kind of guy that can get the shots in the can.
Just go series, Aki. All right, Lisa, honey, give me a good pull. Give me a good pull. Yeah. And release, and release, and release, and hold, and pull again. And down. And relax, and dead. Movie's going good. Lisa looked great.
In my scene, I'm tied to a sodomy horse, and they torture me, and, you know, thank God
put
for
a
all this.
screwdriver in her back.
Well, Clint, our fearless director, decided that we needed some sort of a prop, and he decided that a sodomy horse was the answer.
We better start thinking about a way out of here. You're gonna up on top of that thing.
And what that is, which I didn't know, it's a piece of wood log at about a 45 or maybe 65 degree angle, intended for
I felt this movie was lacking a sodomy horse, so I put it in.
So it's not a torture porn movie by any means. I wanted as a writer, and I think Clint wanted as a director, to take people down the footsteps of suspense towards, is this going to be a rape movie? Is this going to be a torture porn movie? Is this going to be a movie where I'm going to sit here uncomfortable?
The audience should feel a bit twisted.
I can't do that.
3, 2, 1! Again. Smack him!
I have never personally been slapped before. I've definitely never been backhanded or anything like that.
He wants everything as real as possible, and so he asked Clint, the director, permission, and if I could smack him for real. So I smacked him for real.
I couldn't even talk to him. And it's something that I felt like would really ground me and bring me into the scene and make it real for me. The thing about it is it really...
Tough scene. That was a really tough scene, actually.
It really did. It made it really physically hard for her to do it.
Bam, 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 bam.
Again!
What? Okay,
slap him! Slap him! Slap him! Slap him! Slap him!
Because what happens when you get slapped in the face, which I know now, is that you get this adrenaline rush that goes up your spine, into your brain. It flushes into your face. And no matter what happens, if you're into the 8th or 10th hour of the day, that slap brings you right smack dab to reality and into the moment.
Tom's character, Stephen Carlisle, is the most complicated character in the film. In my opinion, it was the hardest role to play. As I wrote it, I just was hoping and crossing my fingers that there'd be an actor who could do it, and he did.
Please don't do this. You gotta let us go. No one's hurt.
I'm so sorry. You hurt my father. 53 souls buried in these hills. You couldn't let that go.
He really takes control of the whole situation. He's the reason why the story unfolds the way it does. It's his plan from the beginning. Everything that he does just pretty much sets the movie in motion.
And his parents had a very interesting relationship with him, Stephen, as he grew up. They were cultivating another killer, if you will.
Please, Father. I can't.
Do not disappoint me again, Isaiah. You have been chosen, my child. Your blood will cleanse my son of his sins.
And they were misogynists. Women were not treated very well in that household. And Tom's character, Stephen, was gay. He was gay, and he wasn't able to talk to his parents about it because they were extreme fundamentalists who also happened to be psychopaths. The most dangerous mix.
Nothing's changed.
It has changed, Father.
How? You would still lie with men?
Only to save them, Father. Only to save them.
I went through the script, and you have to step into somebody else's value system.
And I liked the role because it was a challenge, because it's way far away from me. I'm not a sexually obsessed fanatic preacher of any kind.
The challenge is to take your value system and step out of it and step into somebody else's where you're justifying their actions.
I did a lot of studying on sociopaths, and one thing I noticed is that most people have at least a few tendencies of sociopaths.
Let me tell you how many mental institutions we went to find an actor who was also really a patient, like Tom, and took months, and we found one. And look, I mean, he still thinks that he's in the real world, that he's not out on a furlough for a week. He wants me to slap him, that's the deal. Okay.
And go. Wow, do it again.
Give it to me, baby. Give it to... Oh, God! Oh, come on, one more. Do my close-up. Oh, God, yes.
That's how it's done. Ready? You gotta walk into it and put your shoulder. So you take a step, you just bring it. See, it hurts my hand a little.
And there's one point after about 5 or 6 different scenes where Tom's character had to be smacked by me, where I wasn't paying attention because I was focused on the other actress, Frida, talking to her, and I let one go, and I hit him with my knuckle instead of my fingers, and he came up to me, and his lip was bleeding a little bit, and he said, "Don't ever hit me that hard again." And that's when we decided we had enough smacks. We had everything in the can that we needed.
The other actors have been great in helping me stay grounded and stay in the situation. Frida has definitely taken this on as Erica. Between her and Daniel, who's playing Mark, they always keep it real. Even on my close-ups, even when it's just me, they're always there to answer and to feed, because the most important person in the scene, when I'm doing a scene, is the other person.
In this case, this was from concept to camera, moved very quickly, so I'm definitely, operating on a sleep deprivation as a skill one needs to have here. But
what Clint had on his hands was a crew who was hardworking and positive that got hit with the biggest snowstorm in over 30 years in Lake Arrowhead. And everything from our crew truck getting stuck in the snow, and our production coordinators and second unit directors and ADs shoveling snow for hours just to get the truck with the equipment to the next location.
Well, I've played short things down and dirty before, and it's just fun. I mean, the pressure is fun. Sometimes you have the luxury of time, sometimes you don't, and the trick is just always to be the best you can within the givens of the situation.
The people that we've got are really, really strong, and they're bringing it, and the dailies look awesome. As I say, my cinematographer Akis is brilliant. He's making me look good. I think I've got a good crew out there, and again, Akis I think is making sure that I have the footage that I need. Should look good, and our actors are certainly bringing a performance, and Daniel wrote a wonderful script.
I was so excited about the script that I called Greg right away and said, you know, get a role when you're here. And I usually take about 2 seconds and look at something and put it down. I couldn't put it down. If you like psychological thrillers like Psycho, then you're gonna love this movie.
My hopes for this movie, I'd like it to be finished, and for the finished product to look as good as what I see here. You know, I see what the actors are doing, what I'm doing with them. I see what Clint's doing. So my first hope is that the finished product is as good as what I see here, which I'm sure it will be. I intended to write something that would appeal to festivals because it has a slow enough pace with action-driven scenes, but it's not just visual crack. It's not just a roller coaster of gore. You know, I wrote it so that certain festivals may enjoy, you know, the story and character-driven movie, and that's my hope, that it does well in festivals and that it does well in the markets.
Film competition, special jury prize, presented to Behind Your Eyes, the Soviet War picture.
Don't worry, we're not going to all speak. This is really an honor. I want to thank the Las Vegas Film Festival, Monty, Vula, who did a fantastic job. It is really awesome to have a full house like we did for our film, and it's really gratifying to have people like it. And some people find it a little controversial, but at the end of the day, we worked very hard. I wanted everybody up here because we had a tremendous team. Our director of photography, Akis, on the end. Our great cast, Kristen, Tom, our star and writer, Dan Fanaberia, chairman of the board, Hawk Furman, who had to fly back to Boston, my father, who just turned 90, who's doing incredible. He's the colonel, but not the one that managed all this. I want to thank my BlackBerry for making all things possible. And thank you very much. It's really awesome. It was great. Thank you.
Well, we have people tied up in the basement, and my wife and I are both psychotic, and we're about to have our way with them.
And cut. I'm good.